YouTube, welcome back to my channel. You are now tuned to Briz. If you haven't already, turn on your post notifications so you can be notified when I upload my next video. And let's jump right in. So to start this cut off, I'm going on my Andis Masters utilizing clip over comb. I'm getting rid of all the hair that doesn't correlate to the shape he's looking for with this mullet. So all of the hair is hanging over the ears and on the sides are where I'm going to be cleaning up. Be doing the same thing on this side, just getting rid of all of that hair that doesn't correlate with the look he's going for. Now I'm gonna go and spray the hair down with some water so we can go ahead and go in with some shears, cleaning up some of that hair that's hanging over the sides, and also taking a little bit of length off the top. Outliners, setting that first initial ball guideline. Now I'm gonna get my Ergos with the 1.5 guard on. I'm gonna go up about 1/2 inch with my lever open, setting that second initial guideline. Now I'm gonna go up with my 2 guard, same thing, going up about 1/2 inch, clean out some of that bulk up top. Also, to make sure that I'm getting rid of all of that bulk, including some of that hair that's hanging over the top, I'm gonna make sure to go back in with clipper over comb to get any scraggly hair that's just hanging over. Now that we finished clipper over comb, we're gonna go back in with our lever open with the 1 guard on, just so we can soften up that first guideline and go back with no guard on, cleaning up that bottom guideline. As we're going up, we're gonna be slowly closing that lever, just so we can slowly get rid of that bottom guideline. Make sure to use the corners of those blades so you can ensure that you're getting all those little hairs that you're normally not able to see or get without using the levers. Now we're gonna go back in with the 1.5 guard, the lever midway closed, slowly closing it so we can go back in with the 1 guard. This just softens that area so it's a smoother transition. Now that we're going back in with the 1 guard, as you can see, we have the lever midway closed, slowly closing it back up so we can slowly start to get rid of that middle guideline. Now we're about to start stretching and blend out a little bit more with the 3 guard, lever open. It just gives you a little bit more room to create that drastic transition from light to dark. As we're going up, you're still be doing the same thing, slowly closing the lever just so you can lighten up that area as low as possible before you go into it with that next guard. Now we're gonna go back in with the 1.5 lever open, soften up that 3rd guideline just so we can slowly get rid of it. And if you guys notice here, there is like a pattern. What I'm doing is I'm going in with the higher guard, and once I lighten up that area with the higher guard, I'm going back up with the guard beneath that just to clean out that area. So for example, if it's a 2, I'm going back in with the 1.5. I'm going with the 1.5, I'm going back in with the 1 just to clean it up. So now we're about to be getting rid of that bottom guideline. So I got the half guard on with the lever midway closed. Slowly close it so we can fully get rid of that bottom guideline. Then we're gonna go back in with no guard. Lever midway closed, slowly close it up, and then that bottom guideline should be gone. After that bottom guideline is gone, we're gonna go back with the half guard, stretch the blend out, as I said before, but with the lever open so you're not cutting too much hair. And it should start to blend into that second guideline pretty smooth. Same thing with the 1 guard. You want to start to stretch the blend out a little bit more without cutting too much hair. So you're gonna have that lever open, and you're gonna just slowly start to soften up that second guideline. Everything right here is just detail work. I'm just going over any inconsistencies and making sure that I didn't miss any hairs, while also prepping that area to blend into the next guideline. So now with the 3 guard, we're gonna start to stretch the blend out so that everything starts to come together. The lever open. We're gonna slowly start to close that lever just so we can get a little bit more hair while not getting too much. And then we're gonna slowly close it up. We're gonna go back in with the 2 guard, the lever open, just lighten that area again. As we're closing this lever, keep in mind we're trying to lighten this area up as much as possible before you go back in with the 1.5 and fully bring everything all together. Now we're going back in with the 1.5, starting out with the lever open, slowly closing it. This should bring everything all together once it's closed. After it's closed, you should see a well-established blend. Now for the edge up, I like to start from the bottom and then work my way to the side. This helps you to ensure that the edge up is as natural as possible with that natural growth pattern without digging too far into the natural hairline, so that whenever your client's hair grows back, you don't have to worry about it being pushed back or uneven. As I'm lining my client up, I like to use that comb to make sure that there's any hairs that are hanging over, I'm combing them down so that I'm able to see them visibly, and then hit them with the trimmers over and over again to the point to where there's no more hairs hanging over that area. And this is good because whenever your client gets back on their regular routine, whether that's working out, showering, or just brushing or combing through their hair, they don't have to worry about any extra hairs hanging over that you accidentally missed, while not being really precise with the comb to clean up all of those extra hairs that were hanging over in the first place. Same thing with the razor. You want to be as careful as possible not to push too far in. Just keep everything natural where you had that natural guideline at with the trimmers at first. You're just going to go back and redefine that area. Same thing I did on that side. It'll be the same thing I do on this side. So we're just gonna fast forward this, just copy and paste. As you guys are watching this, I just want to leave you with something. I was talking to a good friend of mine, and there was one thing out of that conversation that really stuck with me, because it's something that I really truly know deep inside. But the question is, do you know? And the question is, why are you doing it? Is it about the things that come with it? Is it about the person you become while doing it? Or is it even the people that you meet along the way? Whatever the reason is, only you know that. And if you don't have a big enough reason, eventually it'll stop. The one thing he told me is, there's nothing worse than a man that has no faith, that loses hope. But think about it. You can be beaten and bruised all the way down to the last straw, but if you still have some kind of hope and faith that there's a way out of it, I can guarantee you're gonna find a way. We're just going back in with the curl diffuser, add some texture up top. YouTube, this is the cut. If you like this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, you are now tuned to Briz.